We all have heroes in our lives, but what I like to find are the recurring revenue heroes. And I'm honored to be joined today by Michael Siegel, co-founder and CEO of Decocrated, who's built an amazing experience around their subscription box that not just ships amazing, awesome things quarterly to all their users, but creates an experience that truly engages their customers. Michael Siegel, co-founder, CEO of Decocrated. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I need to tell you a secret. And I don't know if you know this or not. You are one of the most highest referred subscription boxes that I talk about and refer over to people because I love what you guys are doing.
That's amazing to hear that.
Thanks
for having me.
So give us the background, because I know you have Stratton Home Decor and
Yep.
you know, Decocrated is your subscription box. The reason I love it is I think it's just so well done and so cool. For the benefit of our audience, give the quick elevator pitch of what your subscription box is.
All right, give you the backstory real quick. Been in the home decor business since 1997. Been doing it for a long time. Our roots are in retail and hospitality. Did a lot of hotels, did a lot of retail stores, and just been in the business a long time. And product development, sales, marketing, have done everything. So 2017. A lot of people in the office were like getting these boxes. All of a sudden, these boxes started coming out. We know, your box, Gentleman's Box, and I'm sure you got some stories about that too.
A few
for another show, I'm sure. But so everybody started bringing in like Stitch Fix and FabFitFun. We're like, looking at each other. My partner and I were like, yeah, we can do this. Can't be that hard to put stuff in a box.
And the famous last words, right? It can't be that. I said that about building a conference.
And it is by far the hardest thing we've ever done.
Yeah.
But that's how it started. So our roots are in sourcing, product development, supply chain. We're vertically integrated. We control the entire process from beginning to end and shipping it out to the customer. So we started with our first box. We did like a couple hundred boxes, and we're like, yeah, let's bring this in fall of 2018. Sold out in like a week. And, we kind of planned, do a couple hundred. We already had to have winter planned right behind it. So we only had a few hundred because we're like, this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
And it sold out in a week. So we started selling spring of 2019 in October.
Wow.
Of 2018. Website said sold out. There's no fall, no winter. People kept buying. It's always a box to sell. You always sell it next box. People kept buying. We're like, this is pretty cool.
All right.
And let's ramp this up. Let's figure this stuff out. Little did we know we had a lot to learn about digital marketing, retention, everything that goes into this side of the business that we had no idea about. We knew everything about product, getting it from A to Z. No idea about email and MailChimp and then Klaviyo. We can't use MailChimp. We got to use Klaviyo. We got to use this. Your website, we started on WordPress.
Yeah.
Because somebody recommended WordPress to us. We had to shift over to Shopify.
Yeah.
And then Shopify Plus. So, I know it's just a whirlwind of learning, MBA style learning on the job over the years. So that's how it started. We were like, yeah, we can do this. And we just didn't think about it too much. We just said, let's do it. And everybody was excited about it on the team and really build a community first and community and following Instagram. We have a Facebook community of like 20,000 people in it, and built a community for hacks, for people who hack the products. We built a marketplace and for people to trade with each other. I don't like this piece in this box. I don't like that piece in this box. So let's get together and let's trade.
Yeah.
So we built a community for that. So that's kind of a long-winded answer.
I mean, and it's been building ever since. And a lot of it, a little bit of trial by fire in there. You guys have strong entrepreneurial experiences, it sounds like. And so no stranger to running a business, but a subscription box is definitely a a whole new beast in a lot of different ways. Like you described, having to plan the next quarter, because you guys, your quarterly subscription box for home decor. What would you say that's a best description, or how would you describe it?
That is what we are.
Yeah. And what's great about it, I love this, because it's something that I think, like my wife absolutely loves it. I like it, is your target demo primarily women? Do you find men buying the subscription box as well?
Early on, it's all women.
Yeah.
It's like 99%.
Yeah.
When you're early on, you're looking at every order that comes in and you see there's just no guys.
Yeah.
You just know, and you get used to the people and the names. I know a lot of the names. People still with us from the first box.
Wow.
I'm used to the names, and we reach out to them and VIP customers. And the demo is like 30 to 55.
Yeah.
Women.
What's nice about
we're seeing a shift.
Are you?
Yeah, a little bit.
And what's nice about what you guys have put together and curated is not like tchotchke things. It's really nice. It's thoughtful. Everything's well orchestrated in there. And you've put it together nicely. Has that always been kind of an approach that you guys have taken, of really focusing on the experience for the customer?
You nailed it. You can put a bunch of stuff in a box that you may get from somebody closing things out. There are a lot of boxes, not just in home decor, but there's a lot of boxes out there where people are grabbing what is around, right, so to speak. We always took the approach of how can we provide the most value in a box? It is hard to put 6 to 8 pieces in a box.
Yeah.
To keep everybody happy.
Yeah.
It's impossible to make everybody happy.
And control your weight, and control the costs, and control the dimensions.
The dimensions, the shipping costs, the shipping UPS and FedEx out to the customer, the containers coming in, controlling all those costs. And that's a whole life lesson question I'm sure we'll get into at some point.
Sure.
But it's putting that together. There's a lot of thought. And what we did early on was like, okay, every box that we build, and we also build a seasonal box, which is like spring, winter, summer, fall. We also have a complimentary holiday box, which is not the subscription. It's a +1 box, add-on box in the shop, members only shop, etc. So we put a lot of thought into, okay, when they're getting their spring box, how does that work with the Easter box? And when we're doing summer, how does the spring box work with summer? Mm-hmm. And then how does some of the summer stuff work with some of the fall and winter, et cetera? To try to have people who will last a year, 2 years, where they're like, okay, these guys are giving me a story for each season, but they're also cognizant of the fact that we want our boxes to work well in each season, so that you're just not, oh, what do I do with this stuff now?
Yeah.
When you have a box where people are like, it's just specific to the season and they got to store it or throw it away, they're like, what's the value in that? But if you give them a mix of holiday or the season specific with everlasting stuff that they can use for a period of time, it'll provide more value to the purchase. So that's been our model, is like, let's give them pieces that they're going to use for a couple of years.
Yeah. Let's
keep it neutral. Let's appeal to kind of a mass approach. We're not going to be too, boho. We're not going to be too farmhouse. We're going to be down the line where, most people live.
Yeah. And so you guys have built a seemingly impossible subscription box to build for so many factors that we just talked about. With the weight and the shipping and the dimensions and everything else, and have been wildly successful at it. Even testament of, you see behind you there, the 2023 Q Board winner there for best subscription box, which is awesome. And we're so happy to have you guys win that honor. What's next? What's the roadmap look for you guys like from here? What does 2024 hold in for your future? And what are you guys working on right now?
I would say what we're working on now is, in a big way, providing as much value in the subscription as you possibly can. Yes, it's a home decor subscription. What does that mean? You get a clock, you get a tray, you get a this, you get that. How do we keep people coming back for more? It's a very challenging economy right now for everybody. And, boxes are affordable, but people will look at them and say, do I need this? Do I need a subscription box? The answer is you don't need a subscription box, but you know, the what you want to sell and what all of your subscribers are, all of your people who have a subscription box, you got to sell value. You got to sell desire. What am I do? What does this box help me do? It provides convenience. There's a lot of value props that a lot of people in your membership, they provide as they're selling the box, not just a product. What else are you selling with the product? Whether it's a community that helps each other decorate, which is what we built the foundation on. The how-to tutorials that we have on Instagram and Facebook and the TikToks that we do. Hey, how do you style it this way? People need help decorating. So that's what we're tapping into. So do you need this? You need it if you want to have like that feeling of, I don't have to worry about my home.
Yeah.
So we're focused on the value props. We're focused on the retention. What other partnerships can we make with other companies that can be, if I'm a Decocrated subscriber, what else does that get me? Does it get me, a 10% off with this company and 20% off with that company? It's the time for everybody to kind of get together, all these businesses, and say, okay, we have a similar demographic. How do we work together? How do we provide more value when our members only shop? Okay, over here, you'll see these partnerships or these partnerships. These are things that we're working on as a company to continue to provide value for the subscription that they get.
Yeah.
It's just not home decor. It's a lifestyle. It's really what we're trying to promote.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And I think it comes through, one, in the product curation and what you guys are doing, and two, in the success you've had, truly caring about the customer, truly caring about their experience, what you're delivering to them, and delivering more than just a box of stuff every single month. It's that experience and that being part of that community too. That's such a big part of it. So tell me, what's one thing that you've learned over the last year, or maybe even over the course of time since you've been doing this, you wish you had known before?
Oh,
and I know there's probably a long list of things.
Thing.
If you've been through this,
25 things that
right.
I learned in the last year. A lot of humility, that's for sure. You're not gonna sell out of every box that you ever make. We did that early on for the first couple of years. Learning how to kind of manage your inventory is like the biggest thing in subscription boxes, right?
Yeah.
Cash flow, having enough money to get to the next season, next year is a big deal for everybody in this space. And trying to guess 6, 8, 10 months down the road what your subscriber base is going to be and how many boxes you need.
Yeah.
I see you smirking a little bit. You're like,
because I remember this.
I got out of that business. I got out at the right time. I sold before. Trying to guess that number and sweating it, and the cash that goes into having to put it all together and having it sitting there. You have to have it all sitting there ready to go and shipping on time. You can't ship half of your people's boxes now and half in a month or 2 months.
No,
because everybody sees the boxes. And now the surprise is over. The surprise and delight goes to surprise and hate. And when it's surprise and hate, direct to consumer, there's a lot of ways on social media to let people know how you feel.
Yeah.
So I would say that inventory management's the biggest thing. Being able to tap into our existing retail channels that we have to kind of repurpose some of the inventory if you over order.
Why have you not gone back to that sellout state though, where basically you build to sell out every single box? Is that something you guys considered? I mean, in the beginning, it sounds like it's a bit accidental, right? It oversold. Is that something you've looked at kind of going back to where?
For sure. So
Yeah.
we have sold out of the last 2 boxes.
Okay.
So,
Well, then,
but
yeah.
it's still that fine line. Like
Yeah, I
when
know.
you have a renewal
Yeah.
and you have X amount of people and you've committed 6 or 7 months, you have to guess, okay, how many people are going to churn?
Yeah.
How many people are going to be there waiting for a box? Because if you don't have enough boxes, someone's going to get upset.
Yeah. Yeah.
So pulling back on the inventory, repurposing it faster, and moving through the, whatever's left over at a good, healthy rate, fast cash flow, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I asked that question, for benefit of our audience. I've been in that position before, and I recall it's always a tough balance. You order to at least enough for what you know and believe your renewals are going to be, because X amount churns. But if you overshoot it by too much, you have excess inventory. If you undershoot it, then you're losing potential opportunity in sales. So it's always a tough balance. Or the worst case scenario is where you get to a point where you don't have enough for your renewals because not as many people churned as you thought would. And then you're really in a pickle.
That's the worst thing you could have is people who are you've acquired their customer, you paid X amount of dollars for that customer, and they've been with you for a while, and all of a sudden you have to tell them, we have never experienced this, but you have to tell them, I'm sorry, don't have a box for you.
Yeah.
Like that's not a good experience.
So they just have major FOMO and they're upset.
I would rather be sitting with many more boxes, not too many, but I have a partner, and I told you that in the beginning. It is, and he handles more of the operational part and all that stuff, and the arm wrestles, the back and forth, the tug of war of how many to order, what do you think the churn's going to be, having the right data in your systems to understand every detail, and then the guessing game, and then it's like, well, you told me to order this much. Well, I said order that much, and then you ordered this much, and how come it's.
Have you had any new aha moments lately with any marketing channels? Experimenting with TikTok Shop or any of those? It's a big challenge out there right now.
We need to be more involved with TikTok Shop. We just started TikTok advertising.
Okay.
We've been definitely meta heavy for a long, long time.
Yeah.
But TikTok is something that it's from setting up a TikTok shop. I think early on, I know that I think it changed for subscriptions, but having a subscription box on there is not, you can't do that with TikTok Shop.
Yeah. It'd be more one-off products. And I know there's a lot of, like, John Roman over at BattleBox has been experimenting with it, has its pros and cons and challenges. But that's what a lot of companies find today is really the lack of new marketing channels. And so TikTok's been the latest in all of it, but
I did speak to John about that. We have a little back and forth. We do talk a little bit, and then there's Anthony over at Splendies. He's been investigating the whole TikTok shop, and then he's linking up the Shopify to it, and he's first batch of orders is like sitting in the queue, and there's no names on it because it's all redacted, and it's like just a mess. You would think they would be able to get together and say, just press a button.
Yeah,
the shop's connected, but TikTok's, they've got their own ulterior motive to that. Yeah. They don't want the organic to go for free.
Yep.
Okay, you want the organic, you want the true connection, pay for ads.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want to do it organically, got to come through the shop.
Yeah. Yeah. I've definitely heard some challenges there, and I'm sure they'll improve that over time. You guys are running on Shopify's platform right now with what's the recurring billing component of it? Is that Bold Recharge?
Not Recharge anymore.
Okay.
We're on an app called Prive.
Prive. Okay.
Have you heard of Prive?
Yeah. Yeah. I've come across it recently.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Dealt directly with the founder.
Okay.
With Claudia during the transition from Recharge over to Prive. Yeah. Was able to answer every question. Being able to have that one-on-one with the founder, the owner,
Mm-hmm.
was really a big selling point. We migrated, I should say, at the beginning of this year,
Yeah.
and it's been good.
And good
They're
success with it.
adaptable, and you can reach out to them and you can connect with them, and they're tweaking things based on your needs. It was a little bit harder with recharge. They have so many customers, and we're not big enough where we're moving the needle for recharge.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, over the course of time as companies grow and those things move and change, it's nice to get that personal touch as you're looking at those solutions. So Michael, you yourself are an amazing recurring revenue hero with everything you're doing out there. But who do you admire in the space? Who are your heroes that you look to and truly see as an inspiration in the space?
It's funny because I was going to bring up this person's name, and I just saw like a LinkedIn post from you guys with Ronik and over at Avi.
Yeah.
I'm like, they seem pretty cool over there.
Yeah.
And the growth team that handles our website, I think they also handle theirs.
Okay.
And Rock Software, they handle their growth over there too, and they just seem like a cool company. It's protein, but they're building a community.
Yeah.
It's just a product. It's just protein powder. Everybody sells protein powder, but they definitely building. It's like with home decor. It's just home decor, right? But if you're building a community around it. So I see him. I have another one that I don't know if you've ever heard of, the Outlier Project.
Mm.
It is just a community-based, getting people together, all walks of life. It's not super expensive, but he's very open to bringing all kinds of people into the community. It's called the Outlier Project, but he's always bringing like special guests. He's got like people who do TED Talks. He's got authors. The benefit to being a part of that is you get to hear from some of the top people in the country who are authors, who are business people. And he has regular retreats and meetings in different states and different cities. Guy's name is Scott McGregor. He's best-selling author. I kind of see what he's doing over there, and it's like, that's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Got the recurring revenue. He's building this massive community, has a low cost of entry to get in the door. And he's just slowly doing conferences and retreats and books, and somebody you probably should think of having.
Cool. Yeah. Michael, I truly admire everything that you've built. With Decocrated is an amazing subscription box, an amazing business, a Q-Board winner. Everything that you've done is a true testament to the amazingness behind the subscription box, the experience, and everything for the customer. Truly appreciate everything, and you give back to the community. I know having those conversations with guys like John and AC, truly appreciate it as well. So thanks for jumping on today, for sharing your knowledge with everyone here, and for being just a great supporter of everything we're doing with SubSummit as well, and continue to be there for everyone as part of it.
Well, thanks for having me. Love being a part of the community. If you ever need any help with any newbies who are coming into the subscription space, be happy to talk to them, give them some advice, whatever they need. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome, and thanks a lot.
Cool. Well, thanks for being on.